Go ahead, I'm listening. Oh, wrong box. Go ahead, I'm listening. Howdy everybody, it's Kentucky Ranger, and this review is really cool. I don't really like unboxing, but this is such a cool box. And it's the same size as the box. I don't know, it's a joke. See, that's my Fallout bobblehead. It's kind of the same color. It's a joke. Anyhow, this is the Evistr model L53, and it's a digital voice recorder. And I think the box is cool. I don't know. I don't much like the unboxing thing because it wastes time. You want to get right into the meat and potatoes. So anyhow, this is the recorder. So it's really just a cool box. It's got like a little magnet on here, and it seals up and it opens. Just a nice little. I don't know. I'm in a goofy mood. First off is the owner's manual. The reason I want to show this is because if you look inside, it has nice big writing. For a change, that people like me can actually read. It's not microscopic. The reason it's thick is because I think it's in like 8 different languages. But so don't let that intimidate you. I think the English is only like 15 pages long, something like that. 19. Let's see. Scan. Nope. Format. 18 pages long. It's this little bitty. See this real thin little piece there? That's the English. The rest of this is, I don't know, French, Spanish, Chinese, Japanese. Lord, they got every language you could think of. But I digress. In the box, enough with the box. First of all, this is really cool. You get a phone recorder, and what you do is you plug one end. Well, I'll show you the plug. Just 2 phone plugs, and on the other, where is it? No, I guess it's on the same side. You plug in this little jack here, and then it plugs into the recorder, and then this. Get around here. Okay, there. Anyhow, this plugs into the wall, and then the other plug plugs into your telephone. If you still have a landline phone. This reminds me back when I was a truck driver, I used to have, it was a cheapie one, it wasn't one like this. But I used to use that to record dispatch, so I could catch them if they said, "Oh, I told you you're supposed to be there." No, you didn't. Here's what you said. Now in some states, Kentucky's one of them, you have to have 2-party consent. So if you're recording in a state that has a law like Kentucky, it's illegal. You're not supposed to tape unless they know you're taping. Just a word of wisdom there. Now let's see what's next here. Okay, next you get a lavalier mic. Pretty nice little lavalier. It don't have a windsock on it. Not real sure why, but you can get those on Amazon for, I don't know, a couple of dollars. Anyhow, there's a little lavalier mic, or lapel mic, whatever you want to call it. And it's got the little, I don't know what it's just a standard phone plug. Phono plug, what is that, like? Not 8 inch. I can't think of what diameter that is. And then you get this really nice set of headphones with a little squishy to put in your ear. And that's to monitor your recording or to listen to it. And the reason it has that, first of all, it's PCM, linear PCM, so it's lossless recording. It's 16-bit, 48 kilohertz at 1,536 kilobytes a second. So that's extremely good and extremely clear. It also, let's see, and it records, the default is with everything's PCM, everything is lossless, but the default is WAV, W-A-V, which is pretty standard. It also records in MP3 formats, and everything's lossless. It has the ability, it has 8 megabyte internal memory. It doesn't have anywhere to put a memory card. I'll show you here in just a second, the close up. But it has 8 megabytes, and that will, in high quality, that will give you up to 300 hours of recording. So I don't think you're really going to need anything more than that. If you do, I'm not real sure what you're recording. But it does VOR, voice activated recording. It also does voice triggered recording, where you can turn it on and just set it, and it'll, anytime it hears a noise, it'll record it and store it. So that's a good feature. It has a 3.7 volt, 800 milliamp battery, 800 milliamp hour battery. That will give you up to 15 hours of recording on one charge. It's a rechargeable battery, so you can't change the batteries. But 15 hours, whew, that's a lot of recording. Anyhow, let's get in on here. Real straightforward, very just simple. You got stop, play, pause, record, fast forward, and rewind. And then you have the T mark. Now what this T mark does, if you're recording a lecture or something, and there's a part, it's a long lecture, say it's like an hour long, and you want certain points you want to remember, you want to get to quick, you hit that little T mark button when something interesting is going on, it'll flag it. So what happens is when you go back to review this, you can scroll through those T marks and zip right to where you need to be. So that is a really cool feature. On this side, this switch goes from music to DVR. What that is, you can actually store music in here if you want to. So that just switches between music mode and digital voice recorder mode. Next button here is the A and B switch. Then you have the erase switch, on and off. And on the other side, you've got the USB plug, and it's that slim USB, what's it called, micro USB. Volume up and down, and the denoise filter on and off. Plus it's all labeled, so it's not hard, it's straightforward. This side, the plug is for headphones, and this is for the microphone. There's the little pictures. It has 2 microphones, and it's set up in a monaural setup, so it's going to record what you hear, what the human ear would hear. It's kind of cool. It's got these little deflectors. It really looks cool. I kind of like that. Kind of retro looking. So we turn it on. I'll wipe the fingerprints off of it. There's the display. Okay, no voice recording. Now let me record real quick. I forgot I erased everything. Because without voice recording, you can't see the display. Now the display. And there it just shows all the information, the different files that you have saved and so forth. just shows what bit rate you have it set to record. I'm not going to go into all the details there because we'll be here for an hour. It's extremely easy to use this. All you have to do is you push this little record button. It says to hang on for a second, and the LED starts blinking. You can turn this off if you don't want this blinking, but it's an indicator letting you know that it's recording. And what's really, really cool, if you look really close, there's a level meter. This is the first one I've ever had that not only has a level meter, but using the volume control, you can turn the sensitivity up and down. So you can see how the meter's bouncing a lot more the higher it gets. And then you can turn it down. So if you're in a really, really noisy situation, it lets you know, if you're peaking it out. Let me make sure I'm in the right area here. If you're peaking way out here, you can turn this down to where you can get a decent level. But I've never had one to do that. That is so cool. So anyhow, you do with these buttons, see you can pause the recording. So that pauses it. See, it stops blinking, but it's on. That means it's on and it's paused. Then you click it again, it goes back to recording. And when you want to stop, you just hit the stop button. I just think that's really cool. And here's the music. I don't want to get copyrighted, so there's a standard message on here. Let's see. I'm going to play it so you can hear how clear the speaker is.
Welcome to use Evistr Voice Recorder. We provide excellent customer service for our customers. Join our elite VIP club absolutely free now and register your product. Thanks for purchasing Evistr Series Pro.
Anyhow, you can hear how clear that is. Just really awesome. So, let's see, what else do we have? I want to make sure. Oh, it'll pick up voices up to 40 feet away clearly. So, that's another really, really cool feature. It has manual formatting, so if you get to the point where this is like totally full up or something happens, you can go into the menu and you can manually format it to where it erases everything and resets it to factory. So that's cool. Oh, the interface cable. Look at this. This is so nice. Look at that. It's cloth. It's beautiful. Like I say, it's a slim micro USB to USB. And it just has a real nice feel to it. This whole thing feels really nice. It's all made out of aluminum, so it's not plastic. I mean, it's got a couple of plastic doodads here and there, but it's not really that bad. When you plug it into I'm not going to show you, I don't have my computer here, my laptop, but when you plug this into your desktop, laptop, tablet, whatever you plug it into, it's super, super simple, easy drag and drop. Like I said, there's nothing to it. It's really, really simple. So for the rest of this, I'm going to let you hear what it sounds like. So I'm going to start recording this, and we're going to jump cut so you can hear what it sounds like, because that's the important thing. What does it sound like? Now, the first one I'm going to do is with the denoise filter. There's the little switch for it. I'm going to have that turned off. So you're going to get the difference of what it is with it off and on. It really, really sounds cool. So let me get it to recording. Let me set the level, because I don't want the level too hot. Whoops. Wrong button. That's another thing I'm going to do before I start, is when you got it recording like this, you hit the, you see here the A and B button. If you hit that and hold it, watch what it does. See that lock? What that does is that locks it. So if you've got this in your pocket, you can hit these buttons and see nothing happens because it's locked. And I'm glad they did that. That was sort of serendipitously. Then you hit the A and B button again and hold it. See, it shows unlock. Now it will, you can use the controls. So anyhow, I forgot about that. I'm glad that did that because I don't have it wrote down on my little cheat sheet. And that's a really important function, especially like I say, if you're going to set this to record, put it in your pocket, you don't want the buttons getting inadvertently hit. So that locks it. Anyhow, let me get the level. Oops. Let's see. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so I'm going to set this here. We're going to jump cut and you're going to see what this sounds like. This is with the filter. Let me make sure it's turned off. Okay, the denoise filter is turned off. So this is what you're going to hear when you have this just playing, which sounds really, really good, but you're really going to love it with the denoise filter on, and you're going to see why here in just a second. So, jump cut. Alrighty. This is the recorder, and it's not my camera. This is what it sounds like. Like I say, the level's adjustable, so if it's too hot, you can turn it up and down. I've got it at a pretty good level. Now, I'm not going to, I use Audacity to filter or adjust my audio with everything I use. I'm not going to do that with this because I want you to hear what it sounds like right out of the machine. And this is what it sounds like. Now this is the denoise off. So it's not bad. And but when I turn the denoise filter on, you're going to see the difference and it's going to blow your mind. So we're going to jump cut and you're going to see what it sounds like with the denoise filter turned on. Alrighty, here we are. I haven't changed the level, so it's the same level, but this is with the denoise filter on. What a difference. It completely eliminates all that high end that you don't really need, especially when you're doing voice recordings. It would also be good if you're recording music because it gets that harshness out of it. It mellows it out. It sounds really, really good. I would say if I was using this like the interview, I would definitely have the denoise filter turned on, and I'm so glad that it has that feature. But this would be cool. See, I have a Sony, but it's mono. This one's stereo, plus the audio quality I think is a little bit better. I've used my little Sony for interviews and stuff like that. I just wanted something, like I said, that I could adjust the level. It's not an automatic level thing. You got to kind of fiddle with it, but it's not bad. It really isn't that hard to use. This thing is so simple to use. So next thing we're going to do, oops, sorry about that. I hope I didn't bump. Is we're going to set up and we're going to use lavalier mic. Set that right there. That's what's called lavalier. I don't know what a lavalier is, but lapel. I guess that's a lapel. It's the side of my shirt. So anyhow, I'm going to plug this in and you're going to see what this sounds like. And you're going to see why this is really important if you're doing certain video projects. We'll discuss that here in just a minute. So let's jump cut and see what this sounds like. All right. This is lavalier mic. I've got the denoise filter turned off. So this is what it sounds like with the denoise filter off. With a lapel mic, they're super sensitive, so I had to turn the sensitivity way down, and because the microphone is right here, it cuts out all the background noise. You don't want to use this if you're going to be recording a speaker or anything like that. This is strictly for recording you up close and personal, which is really cool because if you're in a really noisy environment, like you're in a museum or something, and you're wanting to record, like you're trying to video something, and You want to hear your voice. You don't want any of the background. That's what this is going to be for. Now I want to turn the denoise filter on so you can get an idea what it sounds like with the filter turned on. So we're going to jump cut to that. Lots of jump cuts today. Alrighty, now this is with the denoise filter on. So this is what it sounds like if you have the lavalier mic on, you got the denoise filter turned on. This is really good, especially if you're vlogging. Trying to think. The LED safety flare video that I did, where I have the camera set up and I'm walking way far away from it. I didn't use this, I used my Sony, but you can see why you would want something like this. And don't be intimidated. If you have any kind of half decent video editing software, it's really not that hard to sync the audio to it. In fact, I might do a tutorial on that, I'm not sure. Ask me in the comments if y'all want me to do a tutorial on how you sync pure audio to your video so it can sound better. And I'll do it. It probably won't be like a 5-minute video. I might just do it anyway, I don't know. But when you're a distance, the further away you get from the camera, the harder it is that you're going to be able to be heard. So with this, you're always right here. And the level meter, it's showing I'm a little spiky. Let me turn that down just a hair. There we go. Yeah, that's probably a little bit better. I don't want you blowing your ears out. That's a really cool thing about having a meter, is because if you look while I'm recording this, you can see my voice. And you can tell if it's really hot or if it's not. And right now, I'm kind of in the middle. You want to kind of keep it in the middle. You don't want it spiking too bad, because if you do, it'll clip, and clipping's bad. Clipping sounds awful. It really distorts bad. But in a nutshell, that's it. I mean, you know, and I didn't want to get into explaining all the details of this because it is so super simple. All you have to do is hit the menu button, this little button right here. Hit the menu button. Super simple little menu button, or menu, it's a little button. It's a super simple menu, extremely easy to use, compact. It's like I said, it's all aluminum body, just a beautiful little machine. It's only $46.88. It's affordable. That's the reason that I've got it. It's affordable. It's very comparable to Tascam and Sony, the fancier recorders that cost, oh my God, they start at $100 and they spike real fast. I've got a few friends that have Tascam. They paid almost $400 for theirs. And they said, wow, the audio quality of this is almost pretty much as good as ours. I'm like, well, yeah. And actually, we sit down and compare it, and it really is. Now, there's the reason they cost almost $400, because one of them's a 4-track machine, and the other one, it's got some really super wild. Now, this don't sound quite as good as it, because it's got extremely wild microphones on it. But for what this is and for what this does, like, I mean, you can hear, it's awesome. So anyhow, that's my review. 5 Rangers, definitely 5 Rangers for this. It is just so cool. So thank you for watching. God bless y'all, take care, and we'll see you on the next review. Not sure what it'll be. I'm always looking around on Amazon. It's hard to say what I'll come up with next. So God bless everybody. If you have any questions, hit me up in the comments. I always keep track of my comments, and if somebody asks a question, I'll definitely answer. Check it every day. So if you got any kind of questions about this, hit me up. Oh, one more thing just before I stop, or before we end this. It also has a feature when it gets really close to the battery dying, it senses that it's almost done. Well, instead of the battery dying and you losing, like say you're in the middle of a 1-hour seminar and you're right at like 58 minutes and the battery's almost dead and it dies, you don't lose everything. A lot of recorders, when the battery dies, you're done. You've lost everything. Well, this will save the file before it shuts itself off. That is really cool. So anyhow, God bless y'all. Like I said, 5 Rangers, 4688. Links in the description. So we'll see you on the next review. Thanks. Bye.